Today, I've got 3 small lights that are all 60 watts. And in this video, you're gonna find out which one better suits you. So in this video, I'll be comparing the Neewer FS60B, the Amaran Halo 60X, and the Zhiyun M60 Ultra. All of these lights are small and compact, as you can see, and they are all under $130 US, which also make them quite budget friendly. And a little bit of a spoiler alert, I think the Neewer FS60B might be the more versatile light, but we'll talk more about that in just a tiny bit. In terms of price, the cheapest one being the Neewer FS60B at about $109 US. Sometimes you might be able to find it on sale. The next one is the Halo 60X at about $119 US, and the Zhiyun M60 Ultra is about $129 US at the time of the making of this video at regular retail price before any sales. And as all of my videos, I'll be leaving the links for all of these lights in the description below. This is what all of these lights look like in comparison to my phone. This is the Neewer FS60B, the Amaran Halo 60X, the Zhiyun M60 Ultra. So these two lights, the Neewer FS60B and the M60 Ultra from Zhiyun, they are pocket-sized style lights. As you can see, they're almost exactly the same size. Pretty much the exact same thickness as well. The Halo 60 is also very small and compact, but it's meant mostly to be mounted on a stand as opposed to these other two. The lightest one of these lights is also the Neewer FS60B at 298 grams, 420 grams for the Halo, and 430 grams for the M60 Ultra. I do have to say though that the M60 Ultra has something else inside that these other two lights don't have, and that makes this light a little heavier than the other two. So in terms of portability, these two lights have a slight edge over the Amaran Halo 60X, with this light being a little bit more portable because it has a built-in battery, but a little bit more on that in just a bit. In the box of the Neewer FS60B, if you just get the light, the base model, you get the light, the reflector, a diffuser that you can attach to the reflector and create this little bulb that will soften your light, as well as your power cable. With the M60, you get the light, honeycomb grid, and a hard shell diffuser. This is all magnetic, and the USB-C cable. With the Halo 60, you get the light, a light stand adapter with locating pins here that you can attach to the light, and also a power cable. With the Neewer FS60B, you get a 1/4 20-inch thread at the bottom, one on the side and one on the top as well. So there's multiple ways for you to mount this, either this way, or this way. No locating pins. You have a fan here to prevent overheating. You have your power button. You have your mode control, so it goes to the different effects. With this, you can control the intensity of the light, and this you control the power temperature. So it goes from, on the Zhiyun M60 Ultra, you get the power knob here to turn it on and off. You get 2 knobs here. You have also a tiny screen to control the different settings. You press in as well to toggle over the different modes. These are your effects. On this light, you have only one 1/4 20-inch thread here at the bottom. Nothing on the sides, nor the top. So that's one thing to keep in mind. You do have locating pins here though. Also a fan to prevent overheating. On the Amaran Halo 60X, you have a 1/4 inch 20 thread here with locating pins. You also have a built-in fan to prevent overheating. No other 1/4 20-inch threads at the top nor the side, so only one here. So you have also a little screen here as well. This knob controls your intensity. This controls your color temperature. You can go back as well and access other type of effects. You also have NFC compatibility with the Halo 60X. The Neewer FS60B is also the brightest light out of these 3 lights with a max lux of 34,300 at 1 meter at 6500 Kelvin. And that is with the included reflector right here that you can quickly attach. The Halo 60X has a max lux of 3270 at 1 meter, and that is with the bare bulb. And the Zhiyun M60 is up to 6190 lux at max illuminance, but it's a little bit more of a focus beam as opposed to a broader COB spread of the other two. So here are all three lights with the same camera setting, so you can have a little bit of an idea of the max brightness levels of each of these lights. This is what the Neewer FS60B looks like with that round diffuser here, just about an arm's length away, just right here. And yeah, it's actually pretty good. Even though it's pretty small, I'm still able to get overall pretty soft lighting here. And right now it's only about 12%, so yeah. This is the M60 Ultra with only the plastic diffuser here at about the same distance as that Neewer light and at 20% power. This is what it looks like. It softens the light a lot, but it's not as soft as the round diffuser. And I'm not going to test the Amaran Halo because that will really just depend on the type of Bowens mount softbox that you attach to it. So in terms of Kelvin and color range, the M60 Ultra from Zhiyun is a complete RGB light. So you get access to the full RGB and hue spectrum, whereas on the Halo 60 and the Neewer FS60B, both of these lights are only by color, and they range from a color temperature from 2700 to 6500 Kelvin. The M60 Ultra has a slightly bigger range in the Kelvin from 2500 to 10,000 Kelvin. All three of these lights have lighting effects like fireworks, paparazzi, and all that kind of stuff, but do keep in mind that your effects for the Halo 60 and the Neewer FS60 will be limited to just the by color and the Kelvin temperature range, and you don't have access to different colors like on the M60. In terms of mount and modifiers, this is probably the category combined with portability that is going to help you make a decision on which light to get. The Halo 60X has a full-size Bowens mount, which is industry standard for a ton of different lighting diffusers and modifiers. So you're able to use this light with larger softboxes right in front of here with that mount. The M60 Ultra uses Zhiyun's magnetic ecosystem, which is kind of new, but you're limited to only these two modifiers that come with it. This grid, the honeycomb grid that attaches to the light magnetically, and the softbox as well. You can't use this with larger softboxes because there's no way for you to do that. You can, however, if you still want to use this light, you can use a modifier sheet or a white bounce board to bounce that light, but you won't be able to attach a Bowens mount softbox to this. The Neewer FS60B gives you the best of both worlds. It has its own modifier system here with the reflector and this diffuser, so you can handhold this and use this right away here, straight out of your hand kind of thing. You can mount it and just use this, and you're able to, if you get their adapter, you're able to go from the Neewer mount here to a Bowens mount. So let me show you. So this is the Neewer CHB1 adapter. So with this adapter, you're able to attach Bowens mount modifiers. So the mounting system here makes this the most versatile out of the three lights. In terms of power, you're able to power the Neewer FS60B through the wall via the DC input, via USB-C, or via the external battery grip that you can purchase separately. The Halo 60X is also similar, that you can power it via an outlet, USB-C, and also with their own dedicated battery hub. The Zhiyun M60 has a built-in internal battery right here, and you can also power it via USB-C. You're able to control all of these three lights via an app, which I find it very useful, especially if you have a light already mounted up on a light stand. You can just easily control that light via app. The Halo 60X has also DMX control, which these other two lights do not have. So that's one thing to keep in mind if that's important to you. So which one of these three lights should you get? All of these three lights essentially land at a very similar price point. The decision that you make is going to depend on the type of situation that you need this light for. If you want full RGB, a compact form factor, and do not mind the inability of using it with a larger softbox, then the M60 might be your choice. If you needed something that would exclusively be on a light stand and that you have to use with the Bowens mount modifier to make it work while still keeping a small form factor on set, then the Halo 60 might be the one to go for. If you want something that's a little bit more versatile and you're able to get a bit of both worlds, where you're able to handhold the light and use its own small modifier right off the box, while also have that option of mounting a larger softbox via the adapter, then the Neewer FS60B might be the one to go for. The Neewer light is also a little bit cheaper as well, so that's something to keep in mind. Let me know which one of these three lights you think better suits your need. If you are still watching, here are a couple more videos you could watch next, and I'll see you there.